Coming up on Hold All Tickets, a fascinating Lightning Stakes. Now, Lammy is the best 3-year-old in the country running this Saturday.
That's a good question. Yes. I won't say who. We'll have to listen to the show and find out.
And Pegs, you're almost on a final warning, mate.
I am in consistent form at the moment.
I mean, consistency is one way to put it. We'll talk about all of that later. Plus, you have to settle a bet with Lammy. All of that and much more coming up on Hold All Tickets right now. Hello and welcome to Hold All Tickets. It is a Thursday, February 13th, and the good horses are officially back. I'm your host, Alex Donnelly. Can't wait to rip into this weekend because, of course, we have the Group 1 Lightning here in Melbourne, and the Apollo Stakes is very interesting in Sydney. But as always, I'm joined by James Lamb. Lammy, how are we feeling, mate?
Looking forward to Saturday. Should be a crack of the Lightning.
And Xavier Pegum. Pegs, how are we, mate? You excited?
Super excited, guys.
It's Super Saturday in a couple of months' time, so I can't wait for that as well. Of course, we are brought to you by BoomBet here on Hold All Tickets. Great fixed odds, more value, and more boom moments. Sign up today and get in on the boom. Now, before we get started, make sure you get across to our social media channels at Punters, of course, Facebook, Instagram, and X. Make sure you head across to the YouTube channel as well. Make sure you like and subscribe, so anytime we do a video, you get a notification. Of course, we've been doing video previews for racing in Victoria all throughout the week, and just everything else that we do, you'll get notified once we do a video. And leave a 5-star review on our podcast platforms as well. Before we get into all the exciting racing we have this week, Lammy, we have the Self-Trumpeters of the week, and there was a fair bit of movement on the weekend.
It was. Plenty of nominations this week. So 12 votes, and I've left a few on the cutting room floor as well. So I probably could have got to 15 if I really wanted to, but we'll stick with 12, and we'll start off with 1 vote for Adam Brett, our esteemed leader, occasional guest on the show. He displayed some real post-race expertise in the office yesterday. After Lady Potato Head won the second race at Seymour, Adam piped up with, I back the first winner at $16 too. Not a peep from him pre-race for either of those winners. So
Also
he gets
a bit
a
of
vote.
mayonnaise on that first got up at 12s.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, maybe he backed it at 16 and it firmed.
Maybe he
did
did.
describe himself as the market shaper one day as
He
well.
also did mention after the third race, where I think Gay Waterhouse's horse in the Aquas colours one, which is he was like, oh, I had that one as my second pick too. So
He's lucky to get 1 vote.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, is he off to give you a raise or something? Or?
Yeah.
he's
Well, we've got mid-year reviews coming up.
yeah,
soon.
he's on fire for the season as a note.
1 vote, Brad Davidson. Tipped another will to roll Mr. Brightside last week. Got around himself post-race, displaying a bit of false modesty in the process. He posted a screenshot of his race overview and tips of the race with the caption, nice to kick off the Group 1 season with a winner. Mr. Brightside, the run of the race, all the same. # all stakes. So don't pretend it's a trumpet, Brad. It's a trumpet. 1 vote. 1 vote also, Joseph Curley. Leon Qua, I think is how you pronounce it. It won at the Caulfield Heath on Monday. Very impressive winner indeed. Joe tweeted, some drift Leon Qua, especially with the SP and run on debut. Didn't expect $3 plus. Nothing pre-race, so Joe gets a vote for that.
Good stuff.
2 votes. Get into the multiples now. Big Tanker. Prince Rubiton tweeted, amazing race the Orr, but what happened to the track? Did the fire brigade overwater it, etc., etc.? So obviously the inside probably wasn't the A ground that day. So Tank saw that as an opportunity to give his own bugle a good old blow. He replied with, might be talking through my pocket as I found 5 winners there today, but I'd much rather bet on the track where they're winning from lanes 3 to 5 all day than winning from the fence. So good little bugle blow from the Tank.
How many? 2?
2 votes for Big Tanker. 2 votes also for Jizz Trud. Trud? Yeah, I think so.
Unfortunate that.
It's a terrible.
Can't be his real name, surely. After Jelmy won at Kembla Grange on Saturday, Crud posted, God bless Mitchell Beer. Gelmy at $23 is about to inject a lot of money into the local economy.
Oh,
And a huge thanks to those who smashed the fave into $1.55. Great work by all the team at Mitch Beer Racing from one very effing happy owner. So likeable trumpet
As
there.
someone who took 280 of the runner-up, I'm in a bit of pain about that. Yeah.
He's filled his boot. He spelled his own horse's name wrong, which is not ideal. work
Probably had a
from-
few
sounds
cans.
like he was
from the
injecting
Trud.
into the local economy.
2 votes. Mike and Oz, repeat offender. He's in the votes last week for his #dinner time, #groceries paid for baloney. This week he landed an 8-leg multi, $100 into $1,400. So he's on a bit of a tear at the moment. He tweeted, well, got the @NickCat happy dance in for being consistent, and it's a bang. Hashtag multi-bagger, hashtag multi, hashtag horse racing, hashtag racing, hashtag bookie bashing. 2 votes for Mike.
He knows what he's doing there now.
And 3 votes to round us out for the week. Ben Cameron. A couple of layers to this trumpet from Ben. His original post was, I reckon I Am Me should be very close to favourite. Fresh and 1,000 metres, both big ticks for her and less so for others. So that's not the trumpet. J-Mac, who is riding Switzerland, actually retweeted Ben's post, which put a little pep in Ben's step. He took a screenshot of the retweet with the caption, Mr. McDonald is suggesting you just wait and see how good Switzerland will go on Saturday. For the record, I said close to fave, still have Switzerland on top, but I Am Me is the value runner. P.S. James, I truckloaded him in the Coolmore, so here's cheers to that.
Oh, Ben.
3 votes for that little dirty PS trumpet there at the end. Could be worth more than 3, but we'll give him 3 for now. I think he's probably polled a few.
First votes for the season.
Really?
He had a very late run in the autumn of last year when he collected, I think he collected either a massive quaddie or a multi on Golden Slipper Day.
Yeah.
And he missed out, like he could have had a bigger one, but he had like one leg missing in another thing. Like he won a fortune at Adelaide, I think.
He's an autumn performer.
Yeah, he is.
One to keep an eye on.
Really coming into his own. But that is the Trumpeters this week. Of course, we still have Miles Fitznut leading the way. He's well in front. He is out like Pride of Jenny at the moment, 22 votes. The Hawk, Andrew Hawkins on 12. Waiting for Junket Hawkins to kick in over the next few weeks. I expect to see him in Saudi Arabia and Dubai, so we may see a little
upgrade to
lounge
business
action there. And the man to my far right and your far left, if you're watching on camera, Xavier Pegum on 11 votes.
I don't like the far right thing. Just say the right.
No, it's just as far as the screen. It has nothing to do with politics. It's okay. All right, that is the Self-Trumpeters of the week done and dusted. Now, before we get into the racing from last week, I need to tell you that Thoroughbred Sales is the #1 online horse platform for owners looking to buy a racehorse with 130 trainers and syndicators to choose from. Horses will be eligible to run in the new $4 million race series with over 400 races having a bonus. So go check out Thoroughbred Sales today. Get some extra kick in your pocket there if you're running in some of those races that you're eligible to run in. Now, boys, before we get to the results of last week, the most important result that we had of all was a little side wager between the two of you. I believe the debt was paid yesterday afternoon.
Was in fact.
With one Xavier Pegum having to buy Lamby a pint of adult beverage of some sort.
Yeah, it was
Most expensive kind.
what was it, a Stone and Wood Pale Ale?
Oh, no. It was
Stomping Ground Pale Ale.
Okay.
Yeah, it was,
has to be Victorian brewed at the Yarra Botanic.
went down very well last night. It was nudging 33 degrees.
Safe to say you evaporated it very quickly.
Didn't
there
stand a
he is.
chance.
Here he is.
There we go. So we do need to get in the results from last week. And boy, oh boy, we were bad. We'll start off with Lamby set at Caulfield. His best bet was Mahaba.
It was garbage.
Next best was One Long Day.
Yeah, second, but definitely had its chance.
Yeah. Big weight. The way the track was at the end of the day, probably you knew at the end of the day why that may have happened. And your value was Windstorm.
It was really poor. Probably never again for that horse.
Xavier, your best was also Mahaba. We can move past that, as Lamby outlined. Evaporate, didn't have the best of luck.
No, I didn't have the best luck. Didn't get a major run down the straight, but I'm happy to forgive that run.
Your value was Yamashita's Gold.
Yeah, made the top 10. Unfortunately, it's just out of 11 horses, so that's the only issue there. Pretty disappointed with that, but obviously just simply got outclassed.
Yep. We go to Randwick. My best bet was Gatsby's in the bin. Never again. Beaten by the horse of Mick Price's for Coolmore, which was really well backed. But never again for Gatsby's for me. My next best was Headley Grange. He ran headfirst into Bjorn. Sums it up. And the value was Cosmic Lad, and he was just not good.
That's a wipeout.
Yeah, it's a legit wipeout. But I don't have any excuses at Randwick. At least you had a bit of a dodgy track and some bad luck. So
Boom Bet are loving us at the moment.
yeah, they are. But anyway, we do need to get to our Boom Bet offer this weekend. So Boom Bet this weekend coming from Chris. They have Switzerland to win the Lightning at $6 this weekend for Boom Bet. Of course, terms and conditions apply. Check out your account for your max bet there. But $6 if you are keen on Switzerland to win the Group 1 Lightning Stakes this weekend. I can tell you I'm very keen on him to win there. But before we get into the tips, some action from Boom Bet. Shining Smile has been well backed in race number 2 at $5.10, and they've had some early large bets on Mineral Resources at $21. In race 3, Miraval Rose is the only horse that has been backed. Race 6, they had a large bet on Poison Chalice at $8.45. into $8.10, but they expect him to start $9 plus. In race number 8, Switzerland's the only one the punters want so far, hence why they've got the boom odds offer, because they think he is too short and Growing Empire should be equal favourite. And in race number 10, Sunshine in My Pocket is staying steady in the market at $3.05 despite a number of bets. And across at Randwick, the Apollo Stakes, market has priced V, Sistina and Ceolwulf very well for them, and V, Sistina is the only one that has been backed. Arapaho's had some minor bets at big odds. And of course, don't forget the boom offer. Switzerland in the Lightning. Let's get into the tips for this weekend. Of course, we do have the Group 1 Lightning at Flemington. It's hot in Melbourne. We are expecting some rain tomorrow.
Yeah, it's not hot on Saturday. It's, I think, 16 degrees.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Yeah, you're going to finally wear some pants this week.
Yeah, nature's aircon is going to be great.
But the Group 1 Lightning, it is a small but select field. We see these 3 up-and-comers turn up, and how are we looking at this Lightning, Lammy?
I think the 3-year-olds will dominate the race. I've got them running 1, 2, 3. I'm going with Growing Empire. I just raced a bit flat in the Coolmore last start. It was the end of a pretty taxing prep where he raced against older Group 1 sprinters in Melbourne and Sydney. His form prior to that was outstanding. Look, Switzerland belted him that day, but I'm not sure that's a true representation of the pair. I think they're a lot closer ability-wise. And first up over 1,000 might just have the edge over Switzerland, who probably turns the tables over 1,200. Maybe 1,000 is where he'll get him. Hoping that Zara just takes a bit of a tag on IME in the run out wide on the track and is too strong for them late.
You see some of those 3-year-olds come off an Everest run and either explode or they race flat. But you look at the horses that have exploded out of an Everest, they've been 3rd or 4th up.
Yep.
Whereas Growing Empire was McNeil, Poseidon, Manicato, Everest, Coolmore.
Yep. And what was Switzerland 3rd or 4th up?
Switzerland, he ran first up in the Run to the Rose and was terrible. Then he was freshened up a month into the Roman Consul and he smashed him and then came into the Coolmore. Yep. So, yeah, Chris Waller got it right there, safe to say. Peegs, how are you looking at it, mate?
Yeah, no, going to be joining Lammy on that one. I like Growing Empire a lot. Like you said, taxing last prep, still performed really well. 1, 2, placed in 3. 1,000 metres, I think.
Still can't believe he didn't win the Manicato.
Yeah, absolutely. I was there. It was a bugle blow. It was a great day. No, stunning horse, 1,000 metres, I think, is where he's going to get Switzerland.
Yep.
And I think he takes the cake on Saturday.
Okay, I like it. All right, let's get to the best bets that we've got throughout the card there. Lammy, you're kicking us off in race number 3.
Yes, race 3, number 3, Fancify. I expect this horse to lead pretty comfortably here from barrier 2. There doesn't look to be a lot of competition for the front. Won a Group 3 over this route, 2-back, broke 122 that day and beat Conasana, who has won 2 races since, including a Group 2 over in New Zealand. So the form looks pretty good. Like the rise to 1,400, ran well over 1,200 first up, but just bumped into a rampaging She's Bulletproof that day, but beat the rest pretty comfortably, and I think can bounce back here.
All right, I don't mind it. And your next best comes up in race number 6. You're just following the numbers here.
Yeah, race 6, number 6, Rise at Dawn. I think Rise at Dawn and Chorlton Lane should be closer in betting here. It's 480 v 320 as we record, but Rise at Dawn's won 7 from 12, makes his own luck up on the speed, generally leads or at least settles in the top 2, while Chorlton Lane has won 1 of his last 10. Keeps finding 1 or 2 better. Potentially could be held up from the inside gate if he doesn't begin all that well. And Rise at Dawn, I think, will come to hand pretty quickly. 2 from 2 when fresh. And I think he'll take a fair bit of running down if he's fit enough, which I hope he will be.
Chorlton Lane's last win was at Canberra, just in an open handicap. So it's a bit of a concern. He may have hit his mark. And your value bet, well, you're still in the corner crying about this.
Yeah, I know. Look,
why are you doing it to yourself?
No, I mean, he ran so well last time. It's hard to jump off. Yeah. Race 4, number 14, My Brother's Keeper. Sadly, we're not getting 40 to 1 on Saturday, as he was last time when he probably should have won, let's be honest. We're not getting that sort of price, but he is double figures again. I think he's about $12. Much better suited over 1,600. The horse that actually beat him last start, Name Dropper, has won again since. So there's nothing wrong with the form. He doesn't rise in grade or anything, so I'm happy to stick with him.
All right, I like it. And he's had a good jump out since as well. Good drop in weight.
Ticking over nicely.
Peegs, your best bet. Well, you've already told us what your best bet is, so just enlighten us once again.
Yeah, no, he's Growing Empire, of course. Race 8, number 10. Trialled nicely since returning to work. I think it's evident he'll certainly be up to the task on Saturday.
Your next best, there was a bit of an argument in the office yesterday when you sent through your set first.
Yeah, Lammy's like, I like all of them.
Yeah.
He's such a great tipster. Great ones to like.
Not quite what I said.
I don't think that was the wording, but yeah, hit us with it.
Yeah, selective hearing, sorry. Next best is Sneaky Sunrise, race 9, number 4, returns this prep to the 1400 metres following a successful spring campaign where she nearly became a stakes winner. No doubt the Hazes will be aiming probably a mile further down the track this prep. Combining her with Daniel Stackhouse on Saturday certainly looks like a nice chance.
And your value bet comes up in the same race as Lammy, race number 4.
Yeah, taking on the big fella. Far Flung, race 4, number 9. He's remained fairly competitive over this grade and trip this prep. Second last start, falling very close to, I think it was Elphinstone from the McAvoy camp, losing by just about half a length. Didn't really get much of an opportunity at Sandown last start. However, I was pretty happy to forgive that. Just didn't have much room down that straight. But $12.40 odds from Boombet. Nice each way, wouldn't hurt there.
All right, I don't mind it. I'm heading off to Randwick, where we are currently on a soft 5. They are expecting some rain on Friday, so watch the track there. The track is currently a soft 5. Rail in the 4-metre position. My best bet comes up in race 9. Look, it's number 14, Sunshine in My Pocket for Kieran Maher. Now, note, this horse is also in at Flemington in the last. His favourite there as well. He hasn't been scratched out of either race. He's drawn barrier 1 in both. His stable return has him at Cranbourne. So, as of Thursday morning, I'm expecting him to be scratched unless he was being put on the float overnight. We don't know as of yet. But look, I thought first up off a long break, he was fantastic getting the job done at Sandown there. Drops well in weight here. I know he does go up from a 74 to an 88, but he gets in under the limit with 53 kilos from Zach Waddick. We saw in his first preparation, he just took his way through the grades quite nicely. By the time he got to Bendigo, he'd probably had enough there. But look, he is a nice horse on the way through, and I thought from his first up run, he'd take great improvement. If he runs at Randwick or Flemington, he's probably going to win. But he's $3.75 currently with Boombet. Next best comes up in race 3. Going back to the 2-year-olds here, it is the Lonhro Plate. I'm with number 2 Peloton from Michael Friedman and Zach Lloyd. Love this horse's win on debut, where he just really exploded through the line late, loomed up, kept going, ran a fast time. There was some good money for him in that race too. He's about $6 into $4.20 late. His 2 trials prior to that were quite good. He's had a tick-over trial since because Michael Friedman resisted the temptation to go to the Magic Millions with him and said, nah, we are going to go for the Golden Slipper. That tells you what he thinks of that horse. The tick-over trial behind North England and Bell Mercy, who are both high up in slipper markets, was quite good. Bell Mercy has since come out in a trial earlier this week at Kembla and won it by about 10. And apparently Gay has absolutely declared North England in the Golden Slipper, Piero style. So go check out Punters and RaceNet for that article where I think Gay had a chat to Ray Thomas about that. But anyway, I think Peloton's going to get the job done. I thought he was fantastic, as I said, and he's currently $2.35. He's been really well backed early, so maybe jump-ons. I think that will shorten up.
How do you think Shaggy will go there?
It wasn't me.
Oh, he's on fire today.
Yeah, that. No, I thought his wins at Coffs Harbour and the Sunshine Coast were quite good. This is a massive, massive step up from that, but the SPs of $1.14 and $1.60 are quite good. Interested to see him because also Kringle Stud, locals from back home. Always like to see them with a good horse, the Lamont family. My best value comes up in race number 6, number 1 Tashi, currently $21 and $4.75. Now, go back to that last run. Lammy's referenced that in his tips before, where this was the She's Bulletproof race where Fancify ran second. Unfortunately, she just got too far back and absolutely rocketed home there. Did run the fastest last 600 metres of the race there. Comes into the second up record, 3 starts, 2 placings, or 2 seconds and a third. So at least she does go well second up. And she finds herself in this race where there are some horses on the way up. Clear Thinking comes out of a highway last start and is the favourite. Still does a little bit wrong and is way out of the handicap here. So happy to take her on. And I think Tashi at $21 is going to give us a good run for the money second up because she has shown second up and before. She has some good form.
Don't mind that.
Yeah.
While you win there.
Yeah, hopefully. I've been trying to get some money out of Tashi for a while now. This could be last chance. I'll actually stick to it this time. All right, let's get into the yays and nays for this week. Gentlemen, we have a couple this week, and I'll kick off this one because I came up with it. Long term, Ceolwulf will have a better career than Via Sistina. Yay or nay? Now, note this is the Cox Plate champion who won by about 100 yards and broke the track record last preparation.
No, it's a pretty strong nay for me. I think Via Sistina is the better horse. Ceolwulf's still on an upward spiral, but the form around Via Sistina looks lengths better at the moment. And you referenced that Cox Plate performance. I'm not sure if the Wolf would be able to produce something close to that. Yeah. So I'll say no.
Pigs?
Yeah, strong nay from me. Thought at the end of the day, this is also quite a subjective matter. So it depends how you measure. What's a better career. The way I see it, Via Sistina is a Group 1 winner in both hemispheres. plus the Cox Plate.
What's more, yeah, do you think do you think Ceolwulf can win a Cox Plate, possibly 2?
No, I don't.
I think we're in February.
Yeah.
We can just say, sure, why not?
Yeah.
When she retires, he might pinch one.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to go with Yay. I reckon his rating can absolutely spike. He's only a 4-year-old, 14 starts. He's a gelding. He's probably got another 3 years left in him. He can win a Queen Elizabeth this prep and knock her off, because I assume that's both of their grand finals. I'm very excited to see these two horses clash all through the spring. And you throw Fangirl in, who, if she gets her conditions right,
Haggis will have something going around.
Haggis is bringing a couple down as well.
Yeah,
So
loves the Sydney hit and run.
Yeah. Plus, we've got a couple of 3-year-olds that may be going on the way through there too. So we could be in for a very exciting spring.
I think there's a Japanese trainer going to come down as well.
Japanese horse that did it knock off Prognosis or Romantic Warrior?
They're bringing a couple down, I think.
Sorry, it's a horse that beat what was that thing that won the Japan Cup by about 100 yards? We never saw him. It was a thing by Kitasan Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won like 2.
Escapes me.
I believe you.
But he was genuinely the best horse in the world. Pride of Jenny was going to go there, which is why we'll go to the next one. Pride of Jenny has nothing left to prove and should have been retired after she had that bleeding attack in spring.
I'm going to say Yay.
Yeah.
Beaten 23 lengths in her last 2 starts. Obviously bled last time. 7-year-old with 35 starts to her name. It'd be a shame if she comes back and it tarnishes her reputation. I'm not sure if there's a heap of upside there. I know people will say racehorses race them. She wants to race.
How do we know?
But yeah, I don't know. I think Mars probably copying a bit of pressure from Tony, and I'm not sure. I'd like to get an honest response about where he thinks she's at. But, Tony pays the bills.
At the end of the day as well, there are people who earn a lot more money and know a lot more than us three that are close to the horse. And I mean, for me, it's a Neigh. I look at it from a perspective where not only just what's best for the horse, but also what's best for the industry. Whether we like it or not, for the remainder of our future, we're going to be in a constant PR battle with people like animal rights.
So you're saying, yay, she should be retired?
Yeah, she should. Yay, she should be retired. Just what a terrible look it would be if she was to have another injury, even if it's not related to a bleed or anything like that.
Well, if she comes out and gets gapped in her first run, if she does run, because there's no confirmation that she will, she'll be instantly retired.
And you know what? We might even be wrong, and she might come back and be incredible, as she is such a fantastic horse. But I think she's proven enough.
Yeah.
She's shown the world, like her Queen Elizabeth was shown worldwide, and people were mesmerised by it. So you'd like to finish on a good note.
Yeah, I'm a big yay. She should have been retired. Like, you don't want her reputation to be dented. It's not going to affect any of her value, but I think it hurts her reputation. And you look at Tony and Ma and go, why are we doing this? So,
well, you just think 5 years time ago, I remember prior to Jenny, I did that thing that.
Yeah, that thing that had that glorious 12 months and then just flashed out. Whereas if she went out on the back of that, because let's be honest, the Gutbuster in the King Charles and Cox Plate probably should have gone to the paddock after those two.
Absolutely.
Finally, Saturday will tell us who the best 3-year-old in the country is. Now, of course, we've talked about the 3-year-olds that are running around in the Lightning. We also have Lady Shenandoah returning as well in the Light Fingers.
Yeah, so I didn't actually consider that.
Yeah.
I was just focused on the Lightning. I went with Neigh just because, and this is focusing on the Lightning, I don't think 1,000 first up will necessarily tell us who the best horse is, because we could see a different result if they meet again in the Newmarket over 1,200. So it'll give a good pointer, but I don't think it'll be a definitive, this is the best horse in the country, best 3-year-old in the country.
I'd literally just about to say the exact same thing that Lamby said.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to also say Neigh, because I think Autumn Glow is, and we haven't seen her since she got injured before the Flat Stakes. Because we remember what Lady Shenandoah did that day. Add that margin, put Autumn Glow in front of Lady Shenandoah. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, anyway.
Not surprised you went Sydney.
Oh, Sydney, mate.
SF
this time of year.
Hey, we're Australian. Come on.
Yeah, we are. But come on, I got to go back to my roots, mate. But of course, we are done and dusted this week on Hold All Tickets. So a massive thank you to our sponsors at Boom Bet. Of course, great fixed odds and more value and more boom moments. Sign up today and get in on the boom. Thanks to you, Lammy.
Thank you.
And also you, Peaks.
No dramas.
And also big thanks to producer Gerald behind the screen. He's still figuring out this racing gambit, but I tell you what, he's the best producer we have got. Of course, get around us on the social medias. Of course, it's just at Punters at Facebook, Instagram, and X, doing all the good stuff there. Of course, head to punters.com.au for all of the written write-ups. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's where you get this video, as well as the podcast platforms. You can give us a 5-star rating, leave a review. like anything you want. See if you want any updates on the show, we can do that because we are moving studio in the next 6 to 8 weeks. So we may have a different look. Might shave my head.
If XP goes 0 from 3, will he be joining us in the new studio or staying down here?
Look,
Well, like you said, you could give us 5-star review or just comment that.
yeah,
So fair play.
we do need to know that you need to lift. That's that one is painfully obvious. But hey, we'll be back next week. Massive Group 1 day coming your way from Caulfield next Saturday. Of course, you've got the Blue Diamond amongst everything else, but I can't wait for that. But of course, we are done and dusted this week on Hold All Tickets, and we will catch you next week.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.